Hello and welcome to the fourth of the stretching and relaxation series. So we're looking today at stretching and what that can do for our posture. So because in Pilates we talk a lot about good posture, I thought it was an opportunity to use that posture to use in our stretching. So if we stand and we sit tall, we feel a whole lot better. But what happens in most of today's society is we sit hunched, whether we're driving, whether we're seated, we're in a bad posture. Our breathing is bad, we don't have the full capacity of our lungs. Psychologically, we feel better as soon as we stand up tall and our lungs can actually move. Also means that our backs improve, particularly lower backs. So that's what we're going to be looking at today, the effectiveness of changing the breath, keeping the back long and keeping shoulders back and down. A bit of equipment you might need today is a firm strap. Some of you may have stretchy bands, not quite so good, so maybe get a long thin towel, a tea towel, or the strap from your dressing gown. That works equally as well. So, and I'm going to invite you to be standing up. I'm going to stay in a kneeling position because I know I can maintain good posture at this point. You can join me in kneeling if you want to, and your knees up for it. It just saves me hopping up and down and changing onto the computer screen. So we're going to start off with the strap today. Think about your posture, feet are hip distance apart or you're kneeling. Obviously the cat's very interested in this. Imagine you being pulled up towards the ceiling, your chin is tucked, your shoulders are back and down, and your hands are down just by the side of you, but you're holding your strap across the front of your legs. Keep your tailbone tucked under, so your back is as long as you can make it. To achieve that length, though, you're going to have to keep tightening the distance between your ribs and your hips, so your tummy is pulled in and engaged. From there, slowly bring your arms out in front. Arms are about shoulder distance apart. Keep the length through your back, keep pulling everything in. You have a slight tension on the strap, the outside of your arms are working, and then lift the strap up to the top of your head. Keep your shoulder blades pulled back and down. So from the front, it doesn't look like falling over. You're reaching up, but the shoulders are back and down. And now have some tension on the band. It's going to start stretching out underneath your arms. And just hold for 10 seconds. Come back sideways facing so you can see for the next 10 seconds. I want you to start taking your arms slightly behind you. So pulling your shoulder blades together in the centre of your back, not arching through your back is still nice, long and strong. But just allowing slowly the shoulder muscles to stretch so you can take your arms further behind. We're just going to hold here for another 15 seconds. You notice the stretch series that we're doing, everything is held for a long period of time. It just assists the muscles, allowing them to stretch and preparing to come out of that. Now, all I want you to do is release the shoulders, keep your arms up, widen the distance on your strap, and then take the arms behind again, and then start to bend through your elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades. You may come down to a cactus shape, you may not do. So the band is behind your head, just behind your head. A shake might set in. If you start shaking too much, ease back out of it. As the muscles are going, this is too strong a stretch for me. Otherwise, just pull down, feel the stretch across the front of the top of your arms, into your shoulder joints, and across the front of your chest. Focus on squeezing your shoulder blades. Hold for 10. That's a lovely one to do last thing at night before you go into bed, and release. So bring the arms down by your side. So a couple of shoulder rolls just to release off. Another stretch now for the back of the triceps. It will depend on how flexible you are, but I'm going to turn around to the back just so you can see what I'm doing with the strap or with my hands. You're going to take one arm up into the air, allow the strap to hang behind you, and then hold on to it with the other hand. And then just gently feed the strap through your hands until you're as close with your hands as you can. The elbow that's up in the air is pointing up towards the ceiling, so you're stretching the back of the upper part of your arm, your tricep muscle. If you don't need the strap and you can interlink your fingers, then do so. And then you've got your own fingers to pull and grip. And just hold there for, again, another 10 seconds. So either strap assisted, Again, pulling your tummy in, lengthen through your back, keep your eyes gazing directly in front of you, chin is just tucked slightly, and slowly release. Swapping over to the other side, lift the other arm up. You might want to dangle the strap down if you want to, and it will depend on your shoulders. One side might be easier than the other, and then either hold onto the strap, work your hand up it, hold and pull. Once you're in position, lengthen your back, pull your tummy muscles right in, keep breathing and holding for another 10 seconds. Excellent, good. 3, 2, 1, and very gently release. I'm going to come up to standing. You might lose the top of my head. Coming to the waiter's bow, so we're going to leave the strap on the mat. Take your right hand across the front of your belly. Take your left hand to your lower back, palm faces out. Feet are hip distance apart. Your hand is in your back to try and keep this natural arch in your back. As soon as it starts bulging out the other way, you've gone too far. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, hinge forward from your hips. Keep sucking your tummy in. Eyes are coming down towards the floor. As soon as you start to feel your lumbar spine arching, you've gone too far. So the idea is to keep as long, a straight back. Have a micro bend through your knees if you want to, and hold. Just starting to initiate the stretch at the back of your hamstrings. We're going to come on and do a little bit more hamstring stretch in a few minutes. But just hold, and then slowly come all the way back up again. Swap your hands over. So the left hand comes onto the belly, right hand into the small of your back, feet hip distance apart, breath in, and as you breathe out, again, hinge forward. Keep pulling your shoulders back, so the hand that's behind you, you're still lifting that shoulder so it's not collapsing down. Sucking everything in. Maybe a tiny bend through your knees, just starting to stretch the back of your legs, but give your back strength. Your back muscles are working in this exercise. Just holding for another 10 seconds. And slowly release. Take a bend through your knees. Bring your hands down onto the floor. Bring your right foot between your hands and your left knee is on the floor behind. We've done this one a number of times. Just walk your right foot forward so that your heel and your hand are lined up. If you're uncomfortable being on your knee, you can do a same stretch up against the wall. So from here, bring your right elbow or forearm across your right knee and just allow yourself to sink down into the move. So hamstring stretch, coughing cat. Never work with animals. So making sure your back is at an angle. You're not too upright because that's going to send you back into it, a forced extension. We're going to the back extension in a moment. Just opening up through the front of your hips, holding for another 10 seconds. Sink down. Just feel yourself coming all the way down. Tummy is still engaged. You'll pull your pelvic floor up. Shoulders are back and down. We've loosened off through your shoulders now. They should feel comfortable. And slowly bring your hands back down towards the mat. Take your right leg back and bring your left foot forward. So again, similar on the other side. Making sure all the time your left knee now is over your left ankle. When you're ready, you can start to feel the stretch to the front of your right hip. Bring your left arm up to the front of your leg. And again, just sink down. Keep every part of your posture cues working. Tailbone is long, tummy is pulled in, shoulders are back and down. Hold for 10 seconds. All good, but I think posture all the time. It's also a little bit of balance in here. And slowly release out of it. Bring your hands down and then gently lower yourself down onto the mat. So we're going to come into our back extensions, which we are controlling. So I want you to start off in the position, so your elbows underneath your shoulders, both sides, hands out in front. If that hurts your lower back, that's too strong, come down onto the mat, forehead is down, arms come out to the side. You can either be holding the baby cobra, or from here, take a breath in and just gently push yourself part the way up and hold. So it's a lower, your arms are out to the side, all your elbows are tucked, coming into a deeper back extension, shoulders back and down, eyes are gazing out about 1 meter in front of you. As far as the rest of your posture is concerned, keep squeezing your glutes, trying to pull your tummy in. And I know it sounds odd when your back's in this extension, but just try and lengthen and tuck your tailbone just a fraction. your legs are busy. If you're feeling very bendy and okay, bring your hands down onto the mat and push all the way up into an upward facing dog. This is really working through your back. That gives you any backache though, come down to one of the other levels. Stretching should be about stretching within your capability and not to make it uncomfortable. From here, slowly push up, back and over, and we're going to come into extended child's pose. So bring your knees together, your arms come out in front, forehead down onto the mat. If you want to allow your knees to go to the side of the mat to come into the stretch, then do so. We're going to take 10 seconds here. So stretching the back line of muscles. Even though your arms are extended, you're trying to push your hands away, but keep your shoulder blades back and down. So it's a sort of a, one thing's working in one direction, one thing's working in the other. Keep pulling your tummy in. If you like this position, stay here. Otherwise, release your hands, bring them down towards your feet. Tuck your head down onto the mat, and then allow your shoulders to drop down towards the mat. So now we're getting a lovely stretch across our upper backs. And hold this one 20 seconds. It's a treat. So remember, we're crunched over. This is the position we find ourselves quite a lot during the day, restricted breathing. Take a breath in, push yourself back up onto the mat. We're going to come, if you can, into an Achilles heel squat. So bring both feet onto the mat. They can be hip distance apart, onto the balls of your feet, and then I want you to just slowly rock back towards your heels. You might want to bring your arms out for the counterbalance. Sinking back onto your feet, leaning forward, and then dropping your head so you're looking down towards the floor, towards your toes. And then lean forward as far as you can to stretch out the back of your Achilles tendons. Just see if you can hold this position. 20 seconds. Keep pulling your tummy in. So this is lengthening your back. We're lengthening from the base of your skull all the way down to your tailbone. And we're going to carry that through into the next stretch, which is down facing dog. I know it's a yoga stretch, but it's a really useful one. So from here, if you can, bring yourself forward, place your hands flat on the mat. Your fingers are wide, palms of the hands deeply down into the mat. Breath in. As you breathe out, start to straighten your legs, walk your feet back, they're still hip distance apart, and start off with bent knees. Just when you get used to the move, your head drops, ears are alongside your biceps, and you're trying to get your back as long as you can. So you're still tucking your tailbone under and pushing your bottom up towards the ceiling. Don't worry about getting your heels down onto the mat. Even with full extension of legs, I can't manage that because my Achilles and the back of my knees are quite tight. So it's fine to keep bent knees. You can start to straighten your knees, or you can gently pedal out to stretch the back of your Achilles tendons and down the back of your calf muscles. Keep sucking your tummy in all the time. And then come to a place of stillness in full down dog. Hold for 20 seconds. This is lengthening the whole back chain of your body, from underneath your feet, up the back of your legs. Keep pulling your tailbone up high into the air. Your back is long, your shoulders are strong. Just for the last 5. And then from here, come forward towards a plank, drop your knees onto the mat, kneel yourself forward, and we're going to complete before relaxation with a hamstring stretch. Again, bring your strap with you. So just tuck your strap underneath your right foot, roll back down onto the mat, I'll just wiggle down a bit, there we go, and lift your right foot up in towards the air. You're holding on with the strap, so it's an assisted stretch. If you can, stretch the left leg out away from you. It keeps your buttocks on the ground. It's important to keep your hips down on the ground when you do this stretch, and it may be with a straight leg, you're somewhere down here. Over time, just keep gentle tension. You can keep a very slight bend in your knee as well, so you're not overextending your knee. And then keep pulling back. Once you get to a place where it's slightly uncomfortable, take a couple of deep breaths in and just hold. And then after that, a couple of breaths in, you should just have a little bit of extra pull. Holding this stretch now for 20 seconds. We're always too impatient in stretching. So I pull something back, pull a limb back, well, that's it. And then slowly release. Take the leg away from you first, then bend your knee. Bring the left foot up into the strap and place the right foot down onto the ground. With the right knee bent to start with, straighten your left leg. You may notice that you get overexcited as you pull in. You think, oh, I can really do this. You're pushing down through your right foot and then lifting your left buttock off the ground. So release everything back down again. Extend your right leg away. Then your hips and your buttocks stay on the mat. Then you get the true hamstring stretch rather than a stretch that looks really good but actually isn't doing the stretching. So again, coming to your point and slowly easing in. So today's 15-minute stretching, we've worked through your shoulders, opened up through the front of your chest. We've stretched the back side of your body. We've done back extensions as well as back flexions, and then taken it down into your legs. All good posture. Can be done either first thing in the morning when you get up or last thing at night. Last 5. Slowly lower the leg away, then bend the knee. Bring the strap down onto the mat and take the full body stretch now. So arms up and over, stretch through the palms of your hands. And then make fists and make stretchy hands again. And make fists and make stretchy hands again. Keep your stretchy hands. Flex your feet. Feel the stretch down the back of your legs and gently point your feet. And stretch by flexing them in, pointing your toes towards the ceiling. Thighs are active and then stretch away. One final stretch. So pull your toes up, stretch your hands as far as you can go. And then lift your arms up and over, down by your side, and allow your body to release. You can cover yourself with a warm item of clothing if you want to. And just take a couple of moments to find that comfortable position on the mat. Stay back lying if you can. Allow your legs to fall wide on the mat, even taking your heels to the outside edges of the mat. Allow your hands to turn upwards towards the ceiling, and that will continue the opening through the front of your chest and into your shoulder joints. Coming to a place of stillness. And just allowing your body to settle. Feeling the back of your body on the mat. Making those final adjustments so that you come into your total stillness, relaxation. You won't be bothered by bits not feeling right. Your eyes are closed. And just becoming aware of the inhale through your nose and the exhale through your nose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Finding your own rhythm. Allowing your breath to slow down. And particularly noticing the gaps between the inhalation and the exhalation. Maybe noticing your heartbeat in those moments of silence when you're not breathing. taking your awareness to your right index finger. I just want you to try bending the finger in towards your palm and then straightening it out again. And again, bending and straightening. Bending and straightening. 2 more times. And allow your body to come to a place of stillness. Just noticing whether you feel sensations still in your right finger or your right hand. Do you have a greater awareness of your right index finger over the other fingers? Do the same on the left. Bring your awareness to your left index finger. Straighten the finger and then bend. Straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. And another 2 times, lengthening your finger and then bending it, shortening it, and lengthening and bending. And then release the finger. Just bring your awareness back to your hand. Bring your awareness to your right kneecap. Just try tightening through your knee and noticing your thigh will tighten as well. And then release. And again, tighten and release. And tighten and release. Another 2 times with your right knee. And then allow your leg to relax. Just notice if there's any difference between your right leg and your left leg. Bring your awareness to your left kneecap. And then gently tighten, lifting your kneecap and then releasing. And lift and release. Notice that in order to lift the left kneecap, it's your left thigh doing the work. And release. Another 2 times. And then allow all tension out of your left leg. Bring your awareness back, the whole of your body and your breath. Trying to stay focused on your body, though thoughts will come to you. You can watch them, let them pass through, and try and bring your awareness back to the stillness of your own body. I'm going to stay here for another 5 minutes in silence. And slowly start to become aware again of your breath. Bring your mind back to yourself. Notice the inhalation and the exhalation. Notice if this rate of movement is a little slower than it was at the start. As you become aware, start to deepen your breath a little bit and make movements back through your fingers and your hands. Just flex your hands or turn through your wrists. And the same with your feet, gently pulling your toes in towards you and then stretching your feet away from you. Gently rock your head from side to side and bring your head back to center. Just lick your lips. Take a deep breath in and bring your arms up and over. Stretch the length of your body. And then slowly bring your arms back in towards your chest. It's your choice whether you want to stay here a bit longer. If not, we'll come out slowly. So walk your feet up the mat and roll over onto your right hand side. From here, take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, push yourself up to seated. You can bring your knees in front of you, wrap your arms around your knees and just lean forward, slowly opening up through your back. Take another breath in, stretch across your shoulders, and as you breathe out, just coming all the way back upright. Take a deep breath in, bring your arms up towards the ceiling, joining your palms. And as you breathe out, bring your hands all the way down in front of you. Thank you very much for joining me with your relaxation, your stretching today, stretching for good posture. So we've worked through your shoulders, lengthening your back, taking the time to stretch out the back chain completely. So I hope you feel good. You can do that stretching routine at any time of the day, first thing in the morning, or just before you go to bed, and then relax away into it. Thank you very much for joining me on a stretch and relaxation number 4 for posture. Thank you.